Hello and welcome. This is a complete guide on how to fill your Siwes logbook. First of all, you need to be informed that Siwes logbook have 9 sections. Not all these sections are forms to be filled, but some of them are just guidelines, while others are just remarks. Apart from this, many of the other parts left are just parts where you need to fill in one detail or the other. Firstly, we have the training guideline. This is not a form to be filled. This is just a list of guidelines that you should follow while doing your Siwes internship. Secondly, we have the student particulars. This is a form where you fill in your basic information, including your bank details. Thirdly, we have what I can call the identity page, which is where you fill in your passport and your matric number. Then we have the main part of the Siwes report itself, which is the weekly progress sheet, where you describe the work you do on a day-to-day basis. Then you have the diagram, sketches, and graph pages. These pages are where you draw and attach relevant illustrations in your logbook. Then you have the remarks. These remarks are not to be filled by students. Instead, it is to be filled by supervisors from the industry, institution, as well as ITF officials. Then you have the guideline for Siwes reports. So these are just a list of guidelines that you should follow while writing your Siwes reports. Then you have the Form 8, which is a form to be filled at the end of your program and to be submitted to your institution. Then you also have the SCARF or the SCARF form, as you might call it. This form is to be filled and submitted within 2 weeks of being attached to an industry. So when you commence your Siwes, ensure that within 2 weeks you submit this to the nearest ITF area office. Now that we are familiar with all the parts of the Siwes logbook, let's start filling. In the training guideline page, there is nothing to fill there. But this information are very important, and these rules are very important that you abide by them while you are doing your Siwes. So I would advise you go through them and read them. This is the student particulars page. On your left, you have the page top, and on your right, you have the page bottom. First of all, you have to fill in your name, then your institution, the course, the level, the name of company, and the address where they are located. Then you fill the phone number of your industry-based Siwes coordinator, your student bank name, which is your bank name. You fill in your account name. In most cases, this account name might just be the same with the name of students, but if you are using a name different from the name you use in your other particulars in school, let's say the name you are using in your bank, let's say you omit your middle name, and that is how you register your bank account, and that is how it is in your bank account. So you are going to put that name, that your bank account name, in your student account name. Then followed by the student account number. So this is just your account number. Then you have the student sort code, which is something you can search for on Google. Sort code is always affiliated with the branch that you open that account. So if you are using Zenith Bank and you open that Zenith Bank account in Lokoja or in Lagos, that branch that you open the bank account, that branch has its own sort code. These are things you can get by mere Google search. So you have the student GSM number, which is same as your mobile phone number. So on this page, there is a space provided for you to put your passport. Just insert your passport and then put your matric number. Then you have this weekly progress sheet. You are going to have this page appear in your logbook as much as the number of weeks that you're supposed to spend in your Siwes attachment place. So to fill the weekly progress sheet, you start from the top right corner. First of all, you have the week number, which is the current week that you are in the place of attachment. Your first week is week 1, your second week is week 2, up till your last week. You keep adding week 3, week 4, just like that. Then you have week ending. So if the week is ending at your workplace on Friday, let's say you don't work on Saturday, then you put Friday as your week ending, the day. Then you follow it with the dates. If you used to go to work on Saturdays, put Saturday, then you put the Saturday dates of that particular week. Then Monday, let's say this is your first week, though according to up there we have our second week, but let's say this is your first week. So most times your first day at work can just be for the onboarding exercise. So on a Tuesday, let's say for those working in labs, let's say you prepared some reagents and performed some task. You have to fill those things in past tense because it is expected of you to fill in these details at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, it means you have done those tasks already. So you just fill it in that you prepared or you performed or you attended. You understand? Then you have on Wednesday, anything you do, you keep filling it day by day till you finish your program. Then for most people who don't go to work on Saturday, you can just fill it with NIL, which means nothing. Then you have your student signature, comments by industry supervisor, your date. So the student signature and dates, the first date you have up here is to be filled by you. Then the name and signature of your industry-based supervisor is the one down. In this case, we have Mr. Khalil Adediran, which is just a dummy name. Then you have the comment by the industry-based supervisor. So this comment is to be filled by the supervisor, him or herself. Then you have the name and signature of that same supervisor. So they should fill it themselves, and the date as well should be filled by the supervisor, the date that he or she signs. So it's possible for you to actually fill in your own information on Friday and then he or she will sign on a Monday. It's absolutely fine. But in most cases, you can just have them sign just before you leave and then it can be the same date. But it does not really count whether it is the same date or a different date. Then you have sketches, diagram, and graph page. So on this place, you want to just draw things or document processes. Let's say you fry egg, for example, at your, I'm not saying you should fry egg. I'm saying, let's say it's part of your description, your job description to fry egg. Then you might just sketch, okay, you have egg, rinse the egg, then you break the egg. You can just illustrate from one step to the other. So let's say you do something, you can just write out the steps and then just put arrow. You can actually do a lot of creative things with these pages, and that's just what it's meant for. And you can as well attach diagrams, maybe any diagram that you feel is relevant to your work. You can attach it on this page, probably with the use of just all these gums. You can use gum to attach the diagrams, but just ensure that it is neat. Then, just as we have it in the weekly progress sheet, you are supposed to sign and put the date of your signature on these pages too. And your industry supervisor are also supposed to comment, put their name, signature, and date just below yours. Then you have the scarf form. Remember, we said this scarf form is to be submitted to the nearest ITF area office to your place of attachment. So the information you are going to be filling here is the name of institution, the name of organization that you are attached to, the location of that organization, the ITF area office that is nearest to that organization, the phone number of the organization, and the email address of the organization. So after filling all of that, you can proceed to fill in the main part, which is the table you have just below it. So we have the name of students. Let's say there are 3 students in the same organization and they are from the same school. They can actually use, even if they are up to 4, 5, 6, as far as the space they have on that table is enough for all of them, they can use the same one single form to fill in their details. So the name of students, let's say Ciro Machukuma Adekunle and then Lai Kubana, started on the 16th of January 2023, and Ashake Sodiki just joined them on 23 of January 2023. The 3 of them can decide to use the same scarf form or the same scarf, student commencement of attachment form, even if they are not studying the same course. so they can still use the same. So whether one is in chemistry, one is in biochemistry or industrial chemistry, as far as they are in the same organization, they are from the same school, and the 2 weeks gap, like they met each other there, and then the 2 weeks is still there, and they haven't submitted yet. So they can fill in the details and just submit it together. Then they are to fill in their name, matric number, the department or the course they are studying, and the level that they are, the period of attachment, is it 6 months, is it 3 months, is it 12 months? You have to fill it there. Then the date of commencement and date of completion. You might be wondering, you are just starting, how do you know your date of completion? You can just go to the calendar, and then if you start on a Monday, for example, the Friday of that week is the end of week one. So if you just scroll down till the like 24th Friday, then that is the end of 24th week. You understand? And if you are using 12 week or you are using 48 weeks, any number of week you are using as designed by your institution, you just count down, and then the date of that Friday will be your date of completion. That is if you are starting on Monday. Then the form is to be completed and sent to the nearest ITF area office. Then you have to fill in the dates. So this date will be the date you want to take it to the area office. So you have to fill in that date, and then so the stamp and signature of your employer. This is something your employer will sign for you and also stamp. Then you have the ITF Form 8. So this Form 8 is a 2 pages form, and this is how to fill it. Just input your, this is for one student. So one student per form, not like the SCAF form. So there's a place where you put your passport, then you write your full name, matric number, course, the current level that you have. That's what you fill in your year of study. You have your name of your institution, you put it there. Then name and address of establishment, you put it just the way you see it on the screen. The department or section that you are assigned to when you get to your place of attachment. So let's say you are attached to Plenty Laboratories, but Plenty have different laboratories in their building, and there's a part where they call Bioscience Laboratory section. So if you are attached to that part, then you put it there, Bioscience Laboratory section. Then the period of attachment, when you start and when you eventually finish. Then the number of weeks that you use in your place of attachment, you put it there. Then how much did you receive? For some people, you can receive maybe 10,000 per month. That is 60,000 in 6 months. So for some people, 20,000. And for some people, you might not receive anything. So if you don't receive anything, just put it there, 00, and that will suffice. So next, you have the brief outline of experience, relevance of training provided. So after spending 6 months or 3 months or 1 year, what are you able to learn? What did you do? So if you want to list your experience, you have to, like in this place, you have to summarize it. So everything you have filled into 24 weeks or in 12 weeks or 48 weeks or more, you now have to bring it into these 6 to 7 lines. So you have to summarize everything you did. Let's say you did DNA extraction, DNA polymerization, protein dialysis, reagent preparation. So you have to just put everything in like a collective term instead of saying, let's say antioxidant analysis. You have like 7 types. Instead of you listing all the 7 types of antioxidant analysis, you can just say you did antioxidant analysis. So whether you did 20 PowerPoint presentations, instead of you listing that you presented on this, on that, you just say PowerPoint presentation. And so that way, this space is going to be enough for you to list the relevance of the training provided to you. Then where were you attached last? If you started your Siwes at Plenty Laboratories, for example, or any other place, and the place where you started your Siwes, let's say that company closed down for some reason, you can actually continue your Siwes in another place. And when you continue your Siwes in another place, that place have to be filled in this part of the form where they say, where were you attached last? You have to fill it there. Then total number of weeks engaged in industrial attachments. So maybe it's 24 weeks, you have to fill it there. Maybe it's 12 or any number of weeks that you engage in industrial attachments, you have to fill it there. Then the student's signature and the dates. So you have to fill in your signature and the dates. And that brings us to the end of the part to be filled by students. And the other part is to be filled by your employer and your institution. So your employer should fill their parts before you leave the company. Then when you leave, you submit to the institution, then they will fill their parts and they will be the one to return this form to the ITF office themselves. So you are to submit this form 8 to your institution. Then that brings us to the end of this video. If you find this video educative and informative, kindly give it a like, comment, and share to your various departmental groups, and ensure to subscribe for more awesome videos like this. Thanks for watching.